So, as we already started background jobs, and we have seen two important transaction codes. Those are SM36 and SM37. Right? Using SM36, we can schedule the background job, and using SM37, we can check the status of the background job. So, this we did in the previous session. So now there is a scenario that user don't want to go to SM36 transaction code to schedule a background job. So the requirement is user want to run a background job automatically even without going to SM36. Just they want to check the status using SM37 transaction code only. Uh, uh, because they want to set a background job during the night time 11 o'clock. So they don't want to schedule manually this background job using SM36. So it should happen automatically. So to achieve that, we have few function modules. So in the previous class, we have achieved background job using SM36 transaction code, right? So to set this background job automatically, we have few function modules. So this can achieve through the program. So let me write function modules.
Can you share your screen? Unable to see your screen. Right.
Oh, sorry, let me share my screen. Okay. So using this SM36 transaction code, we schedule the background job, and SM37 we have used to check the status of the background job. So now we have to schedule the background job automatically. User don't want to go to SM36 and they don't want to schedule the job manually. So to achieve this, we have to write the logic. If they don't want to perform manually going to SM36 transaction code, then we have to achieve through the coding. So in coding, or I can say in the logic, we have to use mainly two function models. So the first function model is job open. So this is the function model. Mm, This function model creates a background job and submit. Then we have job close. So this job close, this function model. So job close is nothing but it's a function module, one of the function. So this FM or function module process background job. So let's see one by one. Okay. So first function module is job open. So this function module will create the background job, or I can say it defines a background job. Suppose if I want to define a background job for a program, imagine that this is the program that user want to schedule the background job for this one, but they want to schedule it late night. So they don't want to perform manually using SM36 transaction code, right? So earlier, suppose if I want to do manually what I did, I went to SM36 transaction code. Here I gave the job name, job class, right? So these steps will be done by this function module. So job open is a function module. This will be create the background job, meaning it will, with the help of this function module, we will create the job name and job class. Like how we go to SM36 transaction code and how we are giving these input values. Same thing we will give with the help of a function module. That is the difference. Here we are going to the standard transaction code and we are giving the inputs manually. But when it comes to program, these information we will pass to the function module parameters. That is the only difference. Same steps we follow. What we did in SM36, same steps we follow in a program also. But the difference is here we are giving manually, but in the logic we will pass this information. Suppose here earlier I have given the job name like this. So this job name I can pass to the function module. Suppose let me open the function module in SM37 transaction code. SC37, sorry. SC37. job open. So if I open this one, if I go to input parameters, see there is a parameter job name and job class. So with the help of these two parameters, I can pass the job name and job class. So in the job class, what we have three types are there, right? So those are nothing but high priority, medium priority, low priority. So those we can give and using this job class. So it is a single character A. We already know C, A, B, C. So for high priority, we have to pass A. And if I go to this job class C, high priority means I have to pass A. Medium priority means B. Low priority means C. So these values, how we are passing in SM36 transaction code, similar way we can pass to this parameter. So this is the parameter job class. So in this parameter, we can pass it. And so once we give the job name and class, if we want to, once we save it, suppose if we want to check the status, we used to go to SM37 transaction code, right? Suppose I go to SM37 transaction code, I'll take the previous job name. So I will execute. So if you see this job is scheduled is there. Mm, Yesterday we did it, right? So let me take yesterday's date to today's date. Okay, not yesterday, day before yesterday, it is 27. Okay, so I can see 27th date one. Suppose if I select this job and if I go to the job log, I can able to see whether the job is successfully created or not. And if you see, this is a job name which I gave. And if you see, there is a number, unique number is there, right? So, so this is the unique number. So this unique number is nothing but count number. So SAP will generate this unique number. So whenever we create a background job, this number will be generated by SAP. So this information also we have to pass. So this information we will pass to one of the parameter. If I go to export, so if you see there is a parameter called job count. If you see the short text, ID number of a background job. So whenever we schedule a background job, SAP will generate a unique identification number for the job count. So that number SAP will be generated. So just we need to pass the parameter. In SM36, SAP will be create automatically, but whenever we are using a program, we have to pass a parameter. So this is a background job unique identification number, which is ending with 800. So now we will pass this information firstly to the job open function module. And once it is done, once we give this information, like job name, job class, then we click on step. Or else if you click on save, it will ask some pop-up like what is the program name and if it is have a variant. So those information we will be right using this submit program. So we can use job count, sorry, we can use job submit function module or else we can use submit program. But mostly we use submit program. In one of my requirement also I have seen this logic order. Because with the help of submit program, we can able to pass the select options. So that is the reason we use mostly this submit. So in the submit, what we will pass? We will pass the program name. And if you have any selection criteria, like input parameters are there, so those information we will pass to submit. So once it is done, what is the next step we did? once we give the program name and all, we will save it. And then we will click on the start condition, because at what time you want to start the background job, those information we have to give. That is with the help of this button, start condition. But when it comes to the logic, we use this function model, job close. So with the help of job close function model, we will process a background job. So processing is nothing but we will give the date, time, and we will schedule it, like at what particular date you want to run the background job, right? What specific time you want to run. So those information we will pass to job close function model. So till now, these all information I gathered from SM36 only. So entire SM36, whatever we are doing the background job details, so those all we can achieve with the help of these three steps. So let's do this one. So I'll go to program. So these all you have to write in a new program. Now understand this requirement. This program I have to run background. Okay. So through the background job, I need to run this program. But what is the requirement? User don't want to perform this background job manually using SM36 transaction code. So they want to run this background job automatically without going to SM36 transaction. So to achieve that, we are running the background job through the logic. So that logic we have to write in a separate new program or new report. So I will take a new report here. Mm, Suppose background job. Background job to display here. Executable program, and I'll save. So here, first what I did, I went to SM36 transaction code, right? So first step, I went to SM36 transaction code and I gave the job name, job class. If I want to define the background job manually, I'll do these steps. So if I want to create a background job through the program, then these steps I have to give by using a function module that is job open. So go to pattern, give the function module name. And if you see by default, this is uncommented, so it is a mandatory parameter. So with the help of this job name parameter, we can give the job name. Suppose if I go to SM36, how I give like this, right? So similarly, I will give the mm, job name here. So instead of giving hard-coded value directly in the single quotes, what I'll do, I'll create a variable and I'll pass the variable here. Suppose um, data LV job name type. So whenever I want to pass a parameter value, first I have to know how this parameter has defined in this function module. So parallelly, I have opened this function module. So I'll go to import parameter. So job name, how they have defined tbtc job hyphen job name. So same way I have to define in my program. If you see the short description, what is the text? Job name. The same thing I have to define in my program. And here itself I will assign the value, or else you can assign the value LV job name is equal to your job, you can write in one more step, or else you can assign here itself. What is the value? Z assign to suppose job 3. So here you can take data keyword. Suppose if it is suppose this value I'm not changing, right? Job name I'm not changing anything. So in that case you can pass the constant also. If you're not changing this value, you can also pass constant value also. Instead of data keyword, you can use a constant. So constant value we don't change anytime. So instead of data, here you can also give constant. Okay. So this job name, where did I pass? I have passed to this variable. So this variable I will pass to here. So what is the name of the job name now? CSM to job 3. So where I did assign to this variable. Now this variable value I'm passing to this parameter. Next, what I did after passing the job name, I have selected the job class. Either it is a high priority, middle priority, or low priority, right? So this information I will pass to one of the parameter here. Job class is there, if you see. So this parameter will return the job class. Suppose if it is a high priority, I will pass in a single quotes A. If it is a low priority, I will pass it as C. If it is a medium priority, I will pass it as a B. Okay. Suppose if it is a medium priority, I am giving as B. And as I mentioned, once we schedule the job, a unique identification number will be generated by SAP. So this number also we have to pass. So this is when we do in SM36, this job thing will be done by SAP, so it will be generated. Now here also SAP will be done, but to store this value, we have to create a parameter, or we have to create a data medium. It can be a variable. See, this job is created and with the help of this number. So whenever we schedule the job through the program, we have to give the space to store this number. So that is the reason we have to create a variable. So here if you see in the import parameter, we have a parameter called job count. So this will be stored the unique identification number. So SAP will be generate that one, but to store that number, we have to pass one of the variable to this parameter. So I have to create it. So before I create it, suppose I will create like this LV job count type. Now type I don't know because um, it is belongs to this function model, right? Suppose if I want to pass any parameter value, first I need to define in my program, and it should be same type how it was defined in the function model. So I'll go to the function model, um, export it. So if it is import in our program, it would be export in the function module. Now see, this is the type. So for job count, this is the type. So I have to copy this one and I will define the program. Suppose if you write any mistake in this, suppose even one character mistake, whenever you copied this type, it will give a runtime error because there is a conflict between this type and the parameter type. So you will get a runtime error. So whenever you are using a function module or BAPI, if you are getting a runtime error due to a conflict, always check how you have defined the parameter type. So due to that only you will get the runtime errors. Now this parameter I will pass it here. LV job count. So SAP will be generate a unique identification number here. And always remember uncomment the exceptions to avoid the runtime errors. So first, uh, these steps will be done by this function module. Job name in ESM36. Job name, job class, will pass to job open function module. Next. So after this, what we did in lesson 36. So after we gave this one, we clicked on to step. Either you can click on step or else we can click on save. Same pop-up will be appear, right? So to create these steps, like program name, and if you have any variant, and we need to pass a variant. So mostly we used to give in the step what steps we used to give? Program name and variant. Suppose if this program is having any variant, we will give the variant. So right now, first I want to create a background job for this program. So I have selected this program, right? Suppose if there is no input parameter for this program. If I open this program, if you see there is no input parameter. So if there is no input parameter, it is not an issue. But if there is an input parameter, we have to pass a few more things. So that we'll see after some time. So I'll go here. So to give the program name and if it is having any input parameters, that will be done with the help of submit. So submit which program you want to run. Like here we are giving the program name, right? So this program. So this program I am passing in the step. So same thing we will be done with the help of the program with the help of this keyword submit program name. So we want to run this program in the background job. So submit programming. And suppose if it is having any input parameters like a sales document number is there in the previous scenario. So in that scenarios, we have to create a select option in this program or input parameters in this program. But right now, this program doesn't have any input parameters. So no need to write anything. We we will just write we are submitting this program. So how we want to submit this program? We are running this program in the background job, right? So system should know. So we have to use a keyword via job. Suppose if we have an input parameters, before this we have tried with input parameter name. Suppose if the input parameter name is in this program, imagine that there is a sales document number which is written with SVBLN. So I will write like this with SVBLN and this program should be run for this program in the background, right? So in this program also, whatever SVBLN is defined in this program with the same type, I have to use in the program. And that input parameter I have to specify here. In suppose if I give SOVBLN. So SOVBLN I will create in this program so that both programs will be having the same input because from this program only we are going to execute background job for this program. So it should contain the same input. So how the input is defined in this program, similar way we have to define the input in this program. So this step we will see little later. First we'll see without input how can we run the background job. So as of now there is no input in this program. So that is the reason in our program also I'm not going to create any input. So we are running this program via background job. So via job and which job? So if I go to SM36, see in SM36, this every step we are running in SM36 transaction code only. So that is the reason by default it can understand this program name is for this background job, this job name. But in SC38, we are passing this parameter to the function module, right? So this function module is separate and this submit keyword is separate. So we are writing the logic separately, but we need a link, right, between this background job and this program. So this program we are running to which background job? This background job, right? So to give the link, we are writing the syntax or statement via job name. So the job name is this one. So this job name is holding into this variable. So I have to write that variable LV job name. and SAP has generated this background job number, right? So with the help of this function model, SAP will generate a unique identification number. That number will be storing into this count. So with the help of this count, we have to pass to this program because it has to display in SM37 while we are checking the job status. So we have to specify here. So how do we pass the count number? With the help of number keyword number, LV count, number and job count number. So job count number I have stored in this variable LV job count. So I will pass this one. And once we run this program, suppose if I click on execute, what will happen? It will go inside of this program and it will run the job. So once it is done, it should come back to the previous program. So previous program this is the main program. See, from one program, we are executing another program. So once the second program is being executed, it should come back to the original status, right? So to come back to the original status, we have to use a keyword and return. So this is a complete statement for the submit. So for this job name, which program you want to run, uh, for this job name, which program you want to run in the background, that we have to specify here. So with the help of job name and job count. And once this job is executed for this program, it should come back to this program again. So this program. So to come back to this program, we have to use a keyword called and return. So this will be executed. Whatever the logic is, whatever the output is there in this program, that will be executed because it is going inside of this program. But how it will be executed? Wait a second. Um, See, here I am giving the program name. Suppose there is no input. So direct I will click on save. So once we save it, we need to give the condition also. So once we save it, then it is ready. But the execution process won't be started because I haven't given the condition at what time that program has to be executed. So that information I have to give with the help of start condition in the SM36 transaction code. Either you want to start immediately or else you want to give a specific date and time. So those information I will pass it start condition, right? So in our program right now I did not pass those details. Just I gave the job name, job class, and the program name. That's it. But when it should be execute this program, those information I haven't given. So that information will give to function module called job close. So in this job close, you need to pass few parameters. Suppose job count. For job count, which parameter I created? LV job count. Here I will pass it. And next for job name, which parameter I created? LV job name. So that the link will be created. So for which program you want to give the start condition and time, how the system will be recognized because we are in the different transaction code. If you are in SM36, within the same transaction code, we are passing everything so that uh, system will be recognized, okay, for this job name, we are passing all this information. But whenever we are writing the logic, we are passing this information to one of the function model and one of the syntax. But how the system will recognize either you want to create a background job for this program and you want to give the start condition for this job name. So that is the reason here we need to pass job name and job count. So I gave the job name and job count. And once we give that, uh, imagine that manually we will come into this transaction code, right? So same thing, it will go to this transaction. Suppose if I want to create, if I want to set the background job immediately, I will choose this option immediate, right? So similar way, here we have an option. If you want to create immediately, see, this is the parameter. So if I enable this one, it is empty means false. Suppose if I want to pass So if I want to schedule, immediately I will pass capital X, true value. Suppose if you want to start at a specific date, you can give this parameter and here you can enter the data. Suppose if you want to start at a time, you need to uncomment this one, you can pass the time. So if you want to give the time and sorry, date and time, you can uncomment these two parameters and you can pass the date and time. Suppose if you want to start immediately, you can use this one. Okay, and uncomment the exceptions. Now I will write if size about is equal to 0. Suppose if the job condition is started successfully, I will give a message so that user can understand background job scheduling is started. Suppose I will give uh, check the status, check the job status. Right? Suppose I information I have here. So I gave a message like background job is defined, check the job status, like the information message I have given. Check, activate. So as of now, what is the job name I gave? GSM2 job 3, right? I'll go to SM37 transaction code. I will check it. So as of now, I haven't executed the transaction code or program. So let us check whether it is there or not. See, what is an error? No job matches for the selection criteria because it is not yet set. Once it is defined, then only we can check the status. As of now, this is not defined because I did not run the program. If I execute the program, then this job will be created. So I haven't executed the program. If I see in the SM37 transaction code, there is a message, this job name is not there. No job matches found means it is not yet defined. So I will execute this program now. So what is the information message? Background job is defined, check the job status. So user will get a notify, okay, background job is started. So we can check the status. Whenever they want to check it, they can see this message. Okay. Now I'll go to SM37 transaction code and I'll do like a refresh. Again SM37. SM37. So this is the job name. It is already scheduled. So I'll go to execute. See, now job is finished. Earlier, there was an error message like no match is found for the selection criteria. But right now, see, same job is finished. So see, what is the time? 21:13:51. Let's see the system time. If I go to status, 21:30, right? See, 21:14:47. Just 1 minute back, it is finished because I have given start immediately. So that is the reason it has taken this one. Suppose if I want to check the output, I will choose this job name. I'll go to the school, select the school number, choose the type. You can see the output. So in the previous session, we have seen these steps using SM36 transaction code. So everything we gave manually. But right now, these all written with the help of function module. So I did everything through the logic only. I did not set this background job using SM36. I gave, I defined this background job using this function module and this submit keyword and this function module. So this is the way we schedule the background job through the logic. So in this scenario, this program doesn't have any input. So that is the reason directly I gave the program name and I give the job name. Suppose there is a program which user want to run in the background, and so sales order details are there. They want to see the sales order details. Okay. And if I execute, see, there is an input parameter. What is input parameter here? Sales document number. So how they have defined here? Sales document number name is SWebLN for this one. So if I want to run this program, then I have to define the input parameter in my program also. Because see, you without user interaction, suppose if I want to schedule this background job, if you remember, I gave one option in the step. I have chosen variant, right? So suppose if I don't want to use a variant, suppose if I want to give directly input parameters, I can use submit keyword. So let's see in the detail options. Where is my program? Okay. So in this program, suppose I'll replace this program here. This is a program. Let me comment this one. I will comment the first one, and this is without input parameters. Without input parameters or without input string. Now this one with input. So now I'll take the different program. So this is the program, and this program is having the input selection criteria, that is sales document number. So how they have defined this program with a select option. Suppose if I want to run this program in the background mode, without user interaction, I have to pass this input parameters. It is running in the background, so user cannot see this input screen. So this has to be right in the program itself. Even whatever the inputs you want to pass in the background job, those information also we have to pass within the program itself. So to do that, here we have to give with, use the keyword with, and what is the input parameter in this program, which program you want to run in the background job. You need to check what is input parameter name. If I go to this program, what is input parameter name? SVBMF, right? So I'll take SVBMF. In now, so this input parameter I will pass from this program, because this one I'm running through the background. The main program is this program, right? So in the main program, we can pass the input parameter, and the same input parameter we can pass to this program also. So that is the reason we are using the same type of input here. So to create the input, I will give select options. Suppose here I'm giving S sales order for. So to see the different names, I'm giving the different name. Earlier I used to pass every time S Weblin only, but if you see for this program I gave S Weblin only. But for main program, if I give S Weblin, that would be confused for you. So that is the reason I'm giving the different name. So for VBAC, VBLN, and I will define the tables parameter here. Tables VBAC. So this program is having with this input. So for this input, I will pass input from this program. So what is my input name? S sales order. S sales order. So this we are running through background job name. That's it. So what we are doing here, whenever I run this program, I will pass input. Suppose save it. I will check inside characters longer. Let me give S order here I need to change. I will say check active. Suppose if I click on execute, here I can pass the input parameter. Suppose if I give 2 to 10, so this input 2 to 10, same. So what is the program name here? If I go back, go to elements, search. Yes. Let me pass this information. So, from which program onwards we are giving input parameter? This is from this background job, right? So, I created select option for this background job because which job we are going to run, the program has an input parameter, that is select option. If I go to this program, see, this program is having select option where user can enter the sales document number and load to high value. But whenever we are running the background job for this program, user cannot pass the input parameter. So what we are doing, we are writing this input parameter in the main program. So whatever you are giving the input parameter to this main program, same thing will be copied to the another program. So main program is nothing but which we are writing the background job. Another program is nothing but which program user want to see, user want to run in the background mode. Okay. Suppose if I give input here 2 to 10, imagine that in the main program I'm giving 2 to 10 input value. So it will go to even this program. This program is nothing but the background job program. Same input will be copied to here like 2 to 10. So this actually run in the background run. So whatever the inputs I am passing in the main program, which we have the logic of submit program, same input will be copied to the background job program. So that is the reason I told you whenever we have an input parameter, better to use submit keyword instead of job submit function module. We can able to use this submit keyword because with submit keyword we can pass the input parameter. But if I let me call the function module. Before that, let's execute this one. Let's see. Now let's check the system time once. What is the time? 17:54, right? Okay. I will execute. Suppose I will enter sales document number 2 to 10. So now we can see a message. Background job is defined. Check the background job status. So I'll go to SM37 transaction code. I'll do refresh. Now, so this is the recent one, 2124. So I will select this one. I'll go to school. See what is the sales document number? 2 to 10. If you see the starting sales document number is 2, ending document number is 10. So this information where I gave in my main program. But which program has taken this input? This program has taken this input. This program. If I click on this execute, suppose if I give 2 to 10, manually I'm giving. So whatever the output we are getting, same output we can see here. But how the system knows? Because I have given this input selection criteria in my main program where actually background job logic is there. But how this program knows? Because with the help of submit keyword, we are passing the input parameters for the main program and background program. So whatever you are giving in the main program, that selection criteria will be copied to your background program. So this background program, which actually having this ALV report, even that program will be copied to this input parameters. That I'll show you the debug reports so that it will be more clear to you. So I'll put a breakpoint. So once again it will be 3. Suppose this time I will give 4 to 10. Okay, so let's see the difference. I will give the input parameter 4 to 10. I will click on execute. Okay, this will be run in the background, so it can. So this is the job name, and job count is not yet created because once we give the job name and job class, after that it will be generated count. So if I do F6, see this is the unique number. So same number you can find in SM37 transaction code, which is ending with 400. Okay. Now after giving the job name, job class, what we did, we have submitted this program. Suppose if I go to this line, so what will happen in this line? Whatever I'm giving the sales or so what is the sales or this is the input parameter. Which one I have given 4 to 10. Now it's regular. Here I cannot check it. Even if I do F5, it will be run in the background. Okay, once it is done, I can show you. Let's see. SWeblearn, right? Let me copy this one. I'll do F6. If I do F5, even I cannot go inside of the program. Now this submit has done successfully. Now I will enter SWeblearn and I'll check it. Still it is not showing. So that we cannot check it because it will go in the background job. But let's see in the output. Let's go back. I'll do refresh. So one more job will be created. So this is a recent one, which I gave the input from 4 to 10. So I'll go to school again. I'll select it. Before going to the school, let's see the job count number, which was ending with 400. See, this number only we have seen the debugging mode. And let's go back. Job school. Now see what is the input? 4 to 10. So where I have given in my main program, but see which program has taken along with the main program, which I want to run in the background job. That program also got the same input. Now, so I gave in this program scheduling the background job program. So whatever I'm giving the input to this program, this select option, whatever we are giving in the select option, same thing will be copied to this select option to this program. So that is the reason we are getting the same output. Now, instead of submit keyword, we can also use one of the function module, that is job submit. So instead of this one, so let me comment this one. So instead of submitting a program name, we can also use this job submits function module. So both will work same, but the difference is using submit keyword, you can we can pass select options, but with the help of job submit function module, you cannot pass any select options. If you look at this parameter, see, is there any select option here? There is no select option. Only can able to pass variant here. Only can able to pass variant. Even with the help of submit keyword, we can also pass variant. Suppose if you want to pass variant, we have a statement. Let me do control D. Suppose if I want to pass a variant, we have a syntax like job set is there. Submit program name using. So instead of input parameter, here using selection set and variant name. So here you can pass variant name. Suppose if my variant name imagine that I have created a variant z var1. So I can pass a variant name here. So if you want to pass a variant, you can pass a variant name like this with the help of using selection set. Suppose if you want to pass input parameters, you can pass with this syntax. But using job submit keyword, you cannot pass any select options or any input parameters. Only can able to pass variant. So that is the reason. So here variant option is there. So that is the reason. Mostly we use this syntax only. In my project also, I have seen two programs which is using the same syntax. They haven't used this function model. So instead of using this one, we can able to use that. Now, let me comment this one. So this is for using input screen or using input options. It is. So if you have any input parameters, you can use this syntax. Suppose if you have any variable, use this one using variant. So depends on the requirement. We can use this one. So this is the way we schedule a background job through the program. So what we have used, job open function module, submit, and job close. And this submit not only here, whenever you want to run the background, whenever you want to call one program into another program, you can use this keyword. Not only in the background job, it is not limited here itself. Suppose if you want to call a program, suppose there is a program which is having the logic. Instead of writing again and again, you can call the program into your main program using this keyword. Same, you can call like this only. Any doubts?